This is my message to you, Vivian. I have to write you with the message because I heard a disturbing story from your son Daniel a week ago. He called me and I spoke to him a little longer. He told me, not the first time when I spoke to him, first time it was like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I didn't know that you're no longer with Ivana and no longer a friend with Donald, and I'm very unhappy about that. You see, Vivian, I have to tell you something very, very important. I wrote a letter. I hope you, Donald, that your son, Danny, will give you this letter. I told you about the fate. I told you about the fate that I met Ivana, that I met you, that I moved to New York, and then later on I moved to Las Vegas. And I work on some casino project for government of Malta. I'm also citizen of Malta and I have a lot of friends in Malta. I found myself one place excellent place for casino, and I offered them and they accepted my plan. And I went to Las Vegas to find investors. I did find an investor. But at the same time, I'm also doing documentary films about my country, about the tragedy of my country, about a lot of self-inflicted terrorism by the Muslim in my country. And I was able to show the film even to legendary Don Hewitt and other people from 60 Minutes, upon the recommendation of my other friends. I also work on the very famous Kurt Waldheim affair. I found documents of Kurt Waldheim. I worked with Justice Department, and Danny has a listing of my people from American Justice Department who knows who I am, and it's a story about my credentials. Why is this important, dear Vivian? When I was in Las Vegas, I met one very interesting journalist, Lou Epton. He's a patriotic journalist like Alex Jones, and he introduced me to many other people. Like it's an amazing story. You know that my family came to Holocaust. My father was, after the war, I was Nazi concentration camp survivor, and he did a lot of documentary films and real films, feature films. He was a famous journalist, and at the end he was a minister for information in the government of Serbia. But I also did documentary film in the United States about government mind control, and I was able to produce fantastic film, and I'll show you maybe some footage. I saved the life of the latest government mind control victim. Kelly Cox was her name, and a person who is a leader, who is a major person in Justice Department for Criminal Division, War Crimes, Eddie Rosenbaum, who is my source, and my person who I work with, Kurt Waldheim as well. He sent that young lady for deprogramming process in London for 2 years. So anyway, Vivian, I dedicated this film to my father, but through this source of Lou Epton, he introduced me, except Mark Phillips and Katie O'Brien, who are really very famous now, leading, so to speak, a victim of government mind control, which was very cruel, could imagine. I met other people like Ted Gaddison, very famous policeman, who became a very good friend of mine. We lived in the same complex. He showed me everything. And I learned some other part of the life. Remember, I went with you first time to Israel. I met a lot of interesting people in Israel. I remember Ebi Natan, the man who flew with his plane to protest the war. He went to meet Arafat and many others. I met also later on somebody else who showed me the whole history of Israel, who was acquainted and who was a cousin of first director of Mossad, who was working with Ben Gurion in 1948 when the State of Israel was created. So he gave me a lot of information. He liked me very much. He lived in Jerusalem, but that's beside the point. Vivian, I'm very unhappy when I heard that you're no longer with Ivana, but I hope that you could. I also said to Danny, this time I caught something amazing, and American people should know that. Not that I'm now playing that I want to play, that I have nothing else to do. But darling, I was able to meet the source who told me every little detail about about the story with Mrs. Clinton love affair with Vince Foster. Mr. Vince Foster was killed, but she was kept alive. And that source who I'm able to show to Donald explained me every little detail. I didn't have any problem to explain this I addressed my point even to director of CIA. Well, I had thought in one moment that they would kill Donald, because that's CIA, what the CIA do. I said, don't dare touch my friend Donald. And I explained to the director of CIA, Mr. Brennan, every little detail that he will know, that I know 99.9%. I kept only this latest two things that differentiate me from other people about the secrets. In other words, dear Vivian, Hillary Clinton was the one who was getting this information, giving it to her lover, Vince Foster, and he was selling it for $2.2 million to the foreign country. A very capable technology that CIA possessed, and NSA especially, from Arkansas, and special computer and systematics and other. I cannot reveal it's too much technicality to explain you. They were able to interfere in every bank, in every place, in every intelligence service. And they found, could you imagine, Vivian, 60 senators and congressmen who had the money in Swiss banks. Among them was also Kaspar Weisberger, US Secretary of Defense. People know where this money came from. And the CIA and the hackers took that money and bring it to the Treasury Department. Fine. But you see, with Vince Foster was something else. There was intelligence service. They found which intelligence service was that. They found input and output, and they severely punished him. FBI director, you're not aware, we're not in this business, so to speak, Vivian. FBI director resigned. He didn't want to work on this. They brought this CIA kill him, and he brought him in a park, and the FBI, who is actually doing this federal cases, simply didn't do anything about it. And the park police, could you imagine, although park police was conducting investigation on Vince Foster. I remember when I was pissing in the Central Park after playing tennis. There was rain, and park police came and they charged me $50 tickets. So that's what's happened. That's how I respect traitor Vince Foster. But it's not the point with traitor Vince Foster. It's the point with Hillary Clinton. Not because with Donald. Donald is a great guy. I like him very much, and he's speaking the same way as he spoke 40 years ago. I remember with Oprah. Remember, we went once to him and asked our friend to be in this project on his side, but not even that, Vivian. America does not deserve to have a president who is a traitor. America does not deserve even to have a president who is selling secrets to the other countries. She could be blackmailed, and that's the biggest problem. For that reason, darling, I want you, because I have a problem with communication. I feel very, very sick right now. I operate both of my hips. Before that, I have a long time so-called Lyme disease, which really makes my life very bad. I gain a lot of weight, and I operate both of my hips, and then I have accidents. So until a few days ago, I was walking in my wheelchair, and now I'm going with scratches. But it is a long way to go to be back to myself. I saw some of your pictures recently, and you look really gorgeous. Vivian, please, I want to ask you very simple questions. I will send this tape to Danny, and Danny has all my tapes that I sent, also my other tapes, which has my credentials about various political and figure in Justice Department, World Jewish Congress, with whom I work on Kurt Wolfram case, like Singer Israel. Remember, he's General Secretary of World Jewish Congress, or Alan Steinberg, who died. I'm very sorry. He was a young man, very bright young man. I worked with him on Kurt Wolfram case, because Kurt Wolfram, as you know, I don't know if you know, he sent to concentration camp Auschwitz 50,000 Jews from Greece, and also he sent 70,000 Serbs to Jasenov's concentration camp. He was one of the major force by the Nazi. He was Illuminati who was controlling Hitler. He was an extremely important person. He was together in the same satanic lodge with General Reinhard Gehlen, who was chief of military intelligence of Russia, who killed 229 million Russians, biggest war criminals. And he also formed later on CIA with Alan Dulles was also in the same lodge. This is the people they're showing this. These people are trying to eliminate Judaism, eliminate Christianity and other faiths. So these people are very negative, and these people has to leave, not because of that, but because of everything. But this is beside the point. Vivian, I don't believe, I spoke to Danny, that your anger towards Mrs. Clinton, Ivana, and towards Donald could be so bad. I only want you, Vivian, that you bring this material. I know you can do it by phone call. You can send messenger. You can do anything to bring it to Ivanka or places. Bring it to. I met all of them in St. Moritz. Remember when I met you? We all. They should get from the first hand. I'm afraid that somebody could steal it. That somebody will not give them information properly. And I don't believe, darling, that you will be of all people who will be stopping this information. It's not your ego. Your ego against what? Could you imagine that she's a disaster. She's a traitor, and I'm able to prove it. And I'm not talking just to talk, because I was coincidence. Everything in life is coincidence. Something is coincidence. Fates. Everything is fate. I will be much happier in life. I said to myself, I met Barry Farber in one party, and I started doing politics. I was very happy when I came to New York. I sold my house in Germany. I was having $1 million. I lived in the best building, and I was friend with you. And I very much honor you, and I always speak very highly about you and you. And I had a very good time, and the time went by. And Vivian, what I want to say, please do me a favor. I send this to, because I got from his secretary of Danny a confirmation that you receive it, and then Danny will give it to you. I also give again my telephone number to Danny. Danny called me recently. He became a nice guy. He was a kid. My God, he's now going to the Senate. I saw him on YouTube. He's now mayor, and he looks so presentable. He's such a nice character. I like him very much. He has something with you. He has some movement like you have, and he's a super charming fellow. I like him. He looks very, very nice. I wish him good in career. I wish to speak to you private once again. You just call me. It doesn't matter. We are friends. I hope. You will call me again, and we should talk. But I want you, darling, please, Vivian Serota, please, 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 give this material to Donald. Find a way. Whatever happened, but you see, it is a question of you. I remember you one case when I was in Paris. Remember there was Laurent Garros tournament at the time, and this famous air show with all people selling guns. And it was in your hotel, Plaza Altenay. I just remember you. I remember one fantastic part of. I always remember what's happened. I went to one of French. We got some information from concierge to go to some nice French restaurant for dinner, and all of a sudden we saw it's a gay restaurant. My God! I said, oh, New York full of gays. Now I'm coming to Paris to eat in a gay restaurant. But nevertheless, we just started our dinners, and two people approach us, and they ask, gentlemen, they ask me, excuse me, where are you from? I said, look, sir, my name is Vuk. I give you 3 times to guess, and then I'm going to kill you. And the guy said, Israel? I said, no. You are from Italy? I said, no. America? No. I tell you the 3rd time because I am from Yugoslavia, and now get the fuck out of my faith. I'll kill. And I mentioned a few names like General, whatever, General Ljubicic, General so, and the guy said, "Oh my God, sir, thank you very much." The 2 gentlemen left. I said, "Oh God, we can start. We can continue our dinner." And after half an hour, came a big group of people. They reserved a table, not a long time ago, from our table. And there was like 20 people there. 5, 6 hookers, some business people, and those 2 gentlemen and their friends. After almost we finished our dinner, they came, the very same people that came to our table and said, "Excuse me, can we ask you and your friend to come to our table? Our minister would like to invite you for dessert and for a glass of wine. I'll be very happy to honor you there." So we went there, and then all of a sudden they've been discussing how the French arm dealers have been selling to this minister who was a famous playboy at the time, Arab minister, a big enemy of Israel, how this gun, a specific gun, will destroy Israel. And he was, I remember he was shaking, and I touched your hands, he was completely out of your mind. You never sit on such occasions, except the big parties that he was famous for in New York or Monte Carlo, or wherever. And these people have been talking how to, with a specific gun, to destroy the state of Israel. But you kept your concentration, and the next day they invited me to Laurent de Rosa. I went with them, and you went to the Israeli embassy to report what you have heard. Although that's normal. We also met in your hotel, we met Ahmed Gaddafi's nephew, who is the best-looking guy. Every woman who came to see him, they fled down. The guy was really the best-looking guy, better looking than Rock Hassan in best years. And we went also to the famous place, that I like very much, Rasputin. And we met also with Khashoggi and Graf of Texas, famous millionaire from Germany with his gay friend and his supposedly wife. Anyhow, Vivian, this is just my part. What I want to say with this, you went to inform your country about the problem. I want that you informed Donald, because who are you going to inform? Mr. Brennan? Mr. Brennan knows that she's a traitor. I spoke to Mr. Brennan myself. I gave you the tape when I addressed Mr. Brennan with this. You should speak with Donald, because Donald should be only one, or Mr. Giuliani. Let's do it, Giuliani. I was trying to send Mr. Giuliani, but I don't know if there are tricks. I know when I send email or something, if you know that NSA is full of tricks, and they know how to manage with this post and emails and everything else. I want that you put hand to hand, that you have this material copy, that you personally deliver to someone. And I beg you, Vivian, because this is very important. You're doing obligation towards your country. This is very important, Vivian, that you give it to Donald, give it to Ivanka, give it to Donald Jr. or other young men. I didn't have a kid when I met the first time. But anyhow, Vivian, I like you very much, and I hope to see you. I hope to come to the United States. I'll be able to do it. I have to lose some weight before. And I hope to come to Donald's inauguration. But please, Vivian, do me a favor, and don't make that your ego will be so strong that you will be not informing. I don't want nothing else to do except to give them to see it. They're able to send to Serbia. They have a plane, and they could send somebody here. I will not go there for the time being, because it's a very dangerous and tough topic. I would like to speak with some Donald's or son or Giuliani's, because this is a very, very information will be only told to people next to Donald, because everybody else could jeopardize this information. So, Vivian, I wish you everything good. I like you very much. I hope to see you. I wish you a very happy woman now. But the only thing I know that your son is gorgeous, and he is really brilliant, and I saw him on video. I have this video tape on YouTube, and you must be a very happy woman. Okay, darling, and I wish you everything good, and hope to see you. And please do me a favor and send my love and regards to Trump's, and just give the material that I sent to Danny. Bye-bye.